Hello, this is XO Ashley Pink, otherwise known as Ashley. I thought I would do a bullet journal flip through video. I just finished, I didn't just finish this one, I still have a couple notes pages left. But I did just post my June plan with me today, and in there that I mentioned that I didn't have that many pages left, and I have even less now. I think I have like 5 pages left, and it's not even the end of June yet, it's beginning of June. But I thought I would go ahead and do my flip through for this bullet journal. I already planned out my other one, but I'll do that in a separate video. So this is my 2020 January to June bullet journal. This has my name and address on it, and I wrote it in the same as this one. It says, and this is a really fun quote, I like to try to find teacher quotes for mine personally, so I put, a flower does not think of competing with the flowers next to it, it just blooms, by Miss H.G. Miss H. McG. This has my name and my full address on it. And then I put this little flower doodle, and the day I actually started this bullet journal, which is February 23rd, 2020, because like I said, I think I mentioned it in another one. There's a papier one, and I really didn't like it. I'm so used to lock turn and like journals like this, where while it is hardcover, you can easily open and close it, whereas that one wouldn't stay open, and it's just, I really didn't like it. And we move on to this one. This has, as is a Scribble That Matter, it has a key section right here, and also color code if you wanted to. I didn't really include that, but yeah. So I put my key like I would, and then as you can see, I have a lot. This is the first journal I did cover pages with, so I decided to do this one. Now I did it on the papier one, and I thought it was so interesting because on the papier one it bled right through, so there was an entire page I just couldn't use. But on this one I used the same marker, same everything else, and it didn't. And it kind of put me onto these thick ones. I really, really like this style of 2020 at a glance, like literally like this. Instead, I decided to try to, instead of using like a color per month, I decided to do like 3 different colors. And you'll notice that throughout this, I really tried to use pink, blue and purple. Those just happen to be the 3 colors I always grab because I think they look really good together, and also they're the bisexual pride flag. And like I said, I'm bisexual. This is the first time I did a future log like this. I found I needed more room, and I'm really glad because I was able to cross stuff off. I do have names here and stuff for work sprinkled throughout it. Now I am using my teacher journal a little bit more, not journal, planner a little more, but I still want to include the names of the children celebrating their birthday here. But also, as you can see, I'm not really checking off when I do them, because I just got out of that, I guess. This is my feature log, and I tried to, at the start, to have like rainbow and like vines and stuff go along, and that didn't last long, but that's okay. Grid spacing. This doesn't necessarily come in handy, but I find doing it helps me realize how much. So for those of you not familiar with grid spacing, there's the middle, which is the half, and then the purple line also includes the half line as well, and that's 1/4, so 1/4, 1/4, 1/4, 1/4, and then 1/3 is 1/3, 1/3, 1/3 of the page, and along there as well. I really like this quote, you are amazing, you are capable of amazing things. The first bullet journal I did, I did this a lot more messy, and I put, even if you suck at hand lettering, which I'm working on. This is my year in a glance. I'm going to keep it in this journal because, again, this is the first year I actually outgrew a bullet journal before the end of the year. If you saw my bullet journal journey video, then you'll notice that my other years, so 2017, 2018, and 2019, I didn't even get through it, and I did every single month in every year. So I am going to keep this in here, but I really like it. This is my 20 things in 2020. and I did move this over to my other one. This is my hygiene tracker. Excuse me. That's one reason why I have a pen, so that when I see this kind of stuff, I fix it. So what I did was I wrote out my full routine, so shower, like my full shower routine and my full non-shower routine. So literally remove makeup, brush teeth, water floss, mouthwash, like basically everything that I needed to do if I did a full routine. Because I noticed that I kind of got out of doing a full routine. So I wanted to track it. That's one of the things when you have different mental illnesses. Like I have obsessive compulsive disorder, and I used to be obsessed with showering. So my brain either does all or nothing. So I find this is a way that like I can track it and I can figure out what I did when. And then I'm getting better at it. If you notice at the top here, there's a lot of X's, and then there's more and more check marks, because I'm getting better at reminding myself to do certain things without being obsessed over it. You can probably fully see that, and I'll have to cut it out. So the cut was because I needed to do this. So this is my dog's tracker. I track his eyes and his brushing. And this has all his information in it. Again, a lot of times I do stuff like this because I know that I can easily photocopy it, or like I can give it to somebody who's going to watch him and they know. So it has his name, his full name, because I'm the kind of person that fully names their dog. His date of birth, whose groomer is, who his vet is, what breed he is. This has his owner, so myself and my parents and our phone numbers. And down here, important information has his vet and his phone numbers, his groomer's name and phone number, of course, owner, as I see above, and then his breeder, because she keeps our information. So God forbid anything were to happen, and they couldn't get a hold of any of us, they could get hold of Maureen. And then all of his appointments are down here. And any notes. So for example, on May 28th, I took him to get hotspot checked, and it's not really hotspot, but we figured it out. Also on the 28th, he pooped in the house, which he never does, so I write that down because it could be a sign of something or whatever. This is my expense tracker. When I originally wrote it out, I wrote out exactly, so the monthly, what day they come out, and how much. I decided not to do this one. Yearly. And again, at the time that I started this, I was adding like a list of this other expenses I would do. I didn't really have much personally that I had to keep track of, and I'm moving out soon, so I decided to really cut down on my stuff, especially the yearlies, as much as possible, because for example, my blog, I wasn't getting money, at least enough money from it to justify spending $400 a year on it, and it all came out at once. So yeah. So this is my expense tracker. I've changed it up because it wasn't really a tracker, it was a list. I've changed it up for my new one to help me figure out other stuff, and I'm going to get at budgeting. And this moves us to January. So this is my January monthly calendar, my to-do list, overview, mood tracker, finance tracker, and I kept track of this stuff because January and February were like backtracked, so I made sure to keep track of this stuff, and this was literally just to have a weekly spread of an idea of what I did. So my weeklies are all the same. And then I did a quote from Maria Montessori. Whenever there's a spare page, I really like to do Maria Montessori quotes. I love her. When I was in one of my courses, we had to pick one of the people who liked an education style, so the Montessori method, and research the person who comes up with it and all their backstory. And I did Maria Montessori, and I fell in love. So next is February. Planning with Kay often has freebies like this. This time I decided to print it out. I really like this, and then having the dates of important stuff on here, because I find it's a quick thing, and then I can focus more on like productivity stuff here. Like I'm getting more into productivity, but this is my to-do list, my monthly overview, my habit, mood, my finances, And then we get into February. I thought I would try to do this, and I kind of liked it, but I didn't really. And I also started to try to find a spot to put interests in, because I was getting out of using my teacher planner because I couldn't figure out how to use it with my current job. And that moved us right into March, because by the time I got around to doing this, it was March. So this is the first month I actually used as that. So this is the habits I track. This is my daily review. As you can see, on March 16th, I put cleaned all the center classroom toys, water bottles, furniture. I made a list of this stuff because we were closing. And then I also did, of course, my to-do list, finance tracker, and then my weeklies. I try to keep up like the brick, like ice. My thought process was like ice cubes, but like colored ones. And I try to do different weeklies to see what works for me. So this was working, and I found that this wasn't enough room. And then I made some lists. So like this is different notes that I had for something. This was different notes I had for YMCA training. Notes for Harvest Moon game that I'm playing. Writing out all this stuff when you're playing, if you play Harvest Moon, writing out what they like, what they don't like, their birthday and their name really, really comes in handy, even before you meet them. Just find it and write as much as you can, because then you can save up stuff and you can try to get into a habit of stuff. More YMCA planning, because I accidentally skipped a few pages, or like I didn't realize I needed another page. This is a cleaning to-do that I made the night before we had to leave our center, when we thought it was only going to be 3 weeks. So I kind of like made sure I had a list and seen what the other people did. This is just a deco page. April, and again, this is my monthly. I decided to try to have a lesson planning for this. I don't know if this worked or not because I didn't get a chance to use it. But then, as you can see, my spending is getting more and more as we're going into quarantine and I'm home all day. But yeah, this is my to-dos, my finance tracker, mood tracker monthlies. I started writing down when things were ordered were due. Then we got into our weeklies, which again are a little bit different because that's what I like to try to do. This is a quote. It says, "Do not tell them how to do it. Show them how to do it. And do not say a word. If you tell them, they will watch your lips move. If you show them, they will want to do it themselves." And that is so true. If I am doing something, the children will observe me and do it. And it's so interesting. It's so interesting in my opinion. Then here's May. Like I said before, I try to set up a couple months at once most times. I tried to have Aquarius in here because Aquarius is my symbol. And that's one thing. This sticker pack had a lot of stars, so it had like different stars like that, and it had a lot of the constellations and of the zodiac. So that was cool. Again, to-do list, finance, tracker monthly. Gonna have to go through that to see what I did and didn't get yet. Anyway, and this is my weekly. And then the quote for the extra page, I put, "Early childhood education is the key to the betterment of society." And again, by Maria Montessori. So then this is deep cleaning list of what I wanted to deep clean in my room. So I literally put down like what I would do in the bathroom, what I would do in the office, what I would do in the bedroom. What I needed to sort. This is my Animal Crossing page. I ended up changing this up and doing something different in my other journal. I say that I'm tapping over here because this is where it is. I had this glue stick that I really, really liked, and I had a glue stick, or I was either using this paper glue, the photo page glue stick, or the adhesive roller, like one of these, and they both ran out at the same time, and I was waiting for it to come. So when I got that glue stick, I got it in a pack of like crafting stuff. So I used clear glue that I usually only use for crafting on these pages, and it really warped them. Like, it completely warped these Scribbles That Matter paper, and this is like thick paper, so it really surprised me at how badly it warped. I've even tried watercolor on a different Scribbles That Matter journal, and it didn't warp this badly, so I'm surprised. Don't use clear crafting glue. This is, I started to try to do this for video tracking. I ended up not liking it, so I just didn't use it. And then I came up with different things I could put in my journal, and a travel idea to-do list for me and my best friend, because she really likes outside stuff. So I came up with all kinds of different stuff. And then we got into June, which you saw. This is my monthly daily review. This is what I put that, my to-do list, my finances, which I kind of have to write out. Habit tracker, monthly overview. I'm trying to write out as much as possible. Again, I kind of need to do stuff. Today's actually Sunday. Oh, it's his birthday. So yeah, this is my weeklies. And then my quote, which is, when children come in contact with nature, they reveal their strength. So prop box. So this is everything that I printed out, and I wrote out each page of what I printed out for resources for what the children are using. Everything that was like cut, like scratched out, is stuff that I decided not to use for one reason or another. So there's that, and as you can see, I printed off a lot. And then there was a book list. So I wrote out every single, in the packet, I wrote out all the books that they recommended. And then what I did was, after that, I went through and I looked up every single book. And the ones that are highlighted like that are the ones that I wanted to add to my like book list wish list. And the ones that are X are the ones that I didn't want to already have. And that's used up these. And then, because I was trying my best to use up pages, instead of writing it nice like that, I wrote it super, super big. So I went through and wrote out all the books really big that I wanted to use or get at some point. This is just like a useful, I think, thing. In May, I decided to try to write out what I needed for Animal Crossing. I kind of got out of using it. I tried another videos idea page using my stickers, and I ended up not really using it. This is ideas, though. I actually did that. I did that. And I did that. So, I am kind of using it, but also not. There was like an explanation video of how my curriculum works, I believe, and I wrote this out. I don't know if it's ever going to come out, but I wrote this out so people could see. This is different notes for a teacher video I filmed. This is pen test, because someone on one of my planner things, I showed that I got the pastel Tombos, which, if you're not in the planner community, these are really good. Tombos are a water-based marker, and they're really good. And the pastels are really useful for headers and stuff. And I got them so someone wanted to see what they look like. For work, this is everything that I was taking to work. I had another page left over, so I wanted to try to do like a teacher quote, and then there was this thing that said play, and then a bunch of different synonyms, like words that could describe it, so I decided to do that. This is for another video that I did for cleaning, how my art shelf looked, and if you could see, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, no, because, yeah, 5 pages. This is part of a pen test page. I have 5 pages left. And that was my 2020, the first half of 2020 bullet journal flip through. And those rest of the pages I'm going to use for notes, because I'm moving out, so I have different expenses and different other stuff that I want to note that needs done. So thank you for watching this video. If you liked it, please give it a share and thumbs up, and I hope to see you later. Bye.